What's good, guys? So after about 2 hours of ridiculous traffic on the highway today, we're finally at Yoshio factory. I didn't bother filming because it was traffic. Anyways, I'm gonna get all these wheels out, and once we get all of these out, I'm gonna change them to those fresh boys over there, and then yeah, we'll go from there, see what else is going on. Looks like he's super busy today, but I'm loving that there's 2 skylines out the front of Yoshio right now. Mezurashi ne. That means rare. It's kind of rare to see that sight. Let's do it. Everyone's super busy today. Gonna get, look, they're even doing a diff change right there. All right, gonna smash these out, set up the time lapse. Let's go. All right, lads, I'm gonna be able to show you the S15 again. We're gonna go get some gas for it. If you guys remember in the last video when we worked on it, it had like no gas, the gas light was on. So, grabbed one of Oka-chan's jerry cans. We are going to be heading to Enios, get some fresh high octane in that sucker, and then we can put that into the S15, which is obviously gonna help a lot considering after we do new intercooler, radiator, we add aircon, and what else? Oka-chan's got to change a bunch of stuff, like to an R35 airflow meter, R35 injectors maybe, and stuff like that. We got to tune it, so need to try and flush out all that old gas as much as possible. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go put some fresh high octane in there, and we also might be working on it this weekend, but I'll explain that later on. All right, we got the gas, but I just want to enjoy sitting in my car for a little bit longer because the aircon is amazing. It's a 40-degree day today here in Japan. That's Celsius. That's like, what is that? Hang on, let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, what's 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
40 degrees Celsius is 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
104 degrees Fahrenheit day. So it's a bit hot outside, and doing all those tire changes, I completely drenched my Mayhem Inc. shirt, shout out you guys, in sweat. It was amazing, but we had a good little Q-care. Q-care means like break, chotto, like a small like break, like in Australia we'd say like smoko, like, you know, when you just all sit down and have a quick cold drink to like refresh yourself and not die of dehydration, or, you know, have a smoking break. Anyways, we had a little break, and I bought everyone like cups of ice and a big bottle of Coke, so we all kind of did that. But I also downed a big bottle of Pocari Sweat, so I had something more than just Coke in my system, because that's setting yourself up for disaster on a hot day like today. Soda is not a good call. Anyways, time to get back out into the heat. We got the jerry can full of gas, so I'm gonna go get the nozzle for it, and then we'll go walk to the storage yard and fire up the S15, put some fresh gas in it. All right, we got the goods, lads. This battery pack, the nozzle, everything we need. All right, here we are. The storage yard, there's just S15s everywhere. There's even a 34 up there. Anyways, there's this beast. Gotta pop her open. I think we'll be able to get to the gas thing without having to move her forward. Yeah, I think we can get in there. It should be all right, we'll see. Well, hopefully we can open the door. Anyways, we'll pop her open, we'll put the jump pack on there and get everything set up, get the gas out, let her drink, and then we'll start her up. Drink, my precious. Drink. It's definitely been a while since this thing had some fresh feel on her, so definitely feeling good about this. This body kit though, yeah, we definitely cannot wait to say goodbye to it. Even the rear light's got water in them, like, come on, so lame. There we go, 20 liters of fresh high octane on pretty much an empty tank, like the light was on. You can see like a cat's been on my car. Son of a, no, it's all good. It doesn't really bother me because the whole thing's getting repainted, right? But, I mean, it's probably going to stay blue with a white body kit during shakedown tests and stuff like that. We're not going to obviously take this out for a shakedown with its new paint and everything and have an issue and then burn it down or crash it, you know what I mean? Like, you do that after you've done a good shakedown. Cool beans. So, let's fire this thing up. So, a little trick for all you guys with SRs. When your car's been sitting for a very, very long time, you shouldn't just start it back up. Unplug this guy, unplug your cam angle sensor, and turn it over until the oil light disappears from your dash. That then means oil pressure is everywhere throughout the engine. We're gonna put this window down so I can even get in here. Helps if I turn the ignition on, Sam. There we go. Right as rain. Cool. So, make sure we're in neutral. We're gonna crank this puppy until this oil light disappears off the dash. Dun, 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 dun. Give it a little brake. Go again. Give it a little brake. It should be by now. Normally it takes a bit. Come on. What are you doing to me? I don't want my jump pack to fail. Oh, there it is. See? Now we got some oil pressure. So we'll plug the cars back in and she'll fire right up now. So there you go. Little trick for you guys. Also probably a good idea to do if you've just like rebuilt your motor and put it in. Let's go. Whoa. Listen to that baby purr. Whoo! And look at that. We've got a quarter a tank of gas and I put 20 liters in. So that means this thing was bone empty. Miracle this thing even let me drive it back and forth on the workshop a couple times. Oh man. So excited for this. Hell yeah, brother. I cannot wait to work on this weekend. Seriously, cannot wait. This top mount setup looks so responsive too. Such a small little turbo. Huge wastegate chilling down there too. Look at that sucker. Hell yeah. This thing's gonna sound mental on full song. I'm so excited. What is this thing? Is that a car alarm? Yep, all right. We'll have to rip that out and relocate it somewhere else so it doesn't look ugly. So pretty much it's got all of like the standard things like the HKS cams that Oka-chan puts in them. It's got upgraded Nismo injectors. We're running, I don't know the exact size of this, honestly. I need to ask Oka-chan again, but it's a very responsive and it was super common used in competition, like go back like 3 or 4 years ago over here in Japan. So, I mean, is there a plate on there at all? Garrett, I can barely read it. I'll look at it later. Oh, hang on, GT2835. There you go. Yeah, it says GT2835. So it's a GT2835, so it should be pretty responsive. And obviously the intercooler's here right now. We're moving that down there with the brand new Blitz one. The radiator's gonna come back here. We're putting aircon back in there. This thing's gonna be a streetable, crazy, like 450 horsepower machine. It's gonna be epic. Lots of upgrades to come. We've got to get rid of this, put the R35 one on there. I've also been really thinking about maybe changing to Link after we've had a bit of fun with the factory ECU and the limitations of that with Oka-chan's settings, because Oka-chan really wants to get into playing with some Link ECU stuff. So we might use this as like the experimental car for him to learn off. So that should be pretty cool. But otherwise, I am so excited for this thing. It runs so well. I mean, for an SR. SRs always kind of sound weird, right? Compared to a smooth running straight 6. Listen to that flutter. Way too excited for this, guys. Well, that's kind of cool. This thing comes with a free camera thing mount. Interesting. We're probably going to be changing the cage that's in this thing too to one of the ones that Oka-chan makes, because this one comes down in front of the dash and interferes with the door, and I want my door cards back. Because these are now cut out, and this seat, like positioning seat, all that, like that's all getting changed. So we're gonna put one of his cages in, which will actually go in through these vents in the dash, and then my dash won't be all like, we'll replace the dash too. Oh man, there's so many cool things we're doing to this thing interior wise as well to make it like super clean and legit. But one more for the boys, eh? One more for the boys. All right, that's never gonna get old. I'm already loving this car. Don't get jealous. Don't get jealous, 33.4. I promise you'll still always be my... yeah, okay. Saying goodbye to her till the weekend now. Oh man, I cannot wait to start ripping into this thing and being able to drive her. Shakedown can't come quick enough. So, I want to talk to you guys about working on the S15. So everything pretty much we're going to be doing everything this month. We're gonna try to do a whole bunch of it, probably all this weekend, but then there's the comp and then the next weekend after that. So let me explain how it's gonna work. Okay, so this weekend is all gonna depend on whether or not Oka-chan's gonna have time. He's got a small procedure that's kind of happening at the hospital. So depending on how he feels after that is gonna depend whether or not we'll be working on it this weekend. So I don't want you guys to expect us to be 100% doing it this weekend, because at this point we still don't know. Once we pick him up from the hospital on Saturday, then we'll kind of know what's gonna happen. So at this point, just assume that the S15's getting built this month, and there's gonna be heaps of cool content on it. So yeah, cool. Also, don't worry about Oka-chan, he's all sweet. It's just a really small procedure, nothing life-threatening or anything like that. He's all G. Anyways, back to Yoshio factory. So we are now in an S15 that Oka-chan's been working on for a customer, and he's about to check the tune that he's flashed onto the ECU. With the factory Nissan ECUs, you don't really get the opportunity to do like live editing with the EPROMs and stuff. So what he does is he has all these gear here, plus the Oka-chan water temp meter, which gives him readings and everything, all the information he needs to know to make sure his setting is correct. And then if any changes or anything doesn't look right, he'll then go back and take the little EPROM chip out and make changes back to the map and put it back in, and so forth and so forth. So it's a little bit of a kind of like an old school way of doing it. It's actually really cool because you have to be so switched on and know what you're doing to be able to tune a car this way. So it's really interesting. Anyways, we're gonna go for some pulls, and once that starts, I'll film a little bit. All right, here we go. So that was heaps of fun. I learnt a lot. Oka-chan's got some troubleshooting to do. Looks like he's got some changes to make. This thing's coming a long way. We're gonna talk about this car at some point too. I'm gonna go grab a whole bunch of your orders, all the shirts and everything. Got to go through all of that because there's like another 30 orders that I got to get. So I'm gonna do that. Then after I get all the orders sorted out, I'll help Oka-chan pack and get ready for tomorrow, because he's coming to tomorrow's drift event as well, obviously. He's not going to be driving, I don't think, tomorrow though. He's going to be teaching and coaching one of his students, the grip timer class. So that should be pretty interesting. We might get some cool footage of that too. Anyways, order processing time, and then we'll go from there. So time warping ahead, guys. I am now heading home, and today was absolutely amazing. I got to spend so much time with Oka-chan. I learned so much off him. It's just crazy, honestly. Like, every moment that I get to spend with him is just so special to me, and I'm sure that you guys can understand that and understand why. But yeah, anyways, all things aside, I really want to make an entirely different video dedicated to just like Oka-chan's logic, why he still messes around with the factory Nissan ECU for these Silvias and all that kind of stuff. But in short, what he always preaches is like, you don't need to go to like a $2,000 ECU setup with Haltech or Link or anything like that when you're just building a good, reliable, like, you know, street/circuit drift car that you can drive to the event, drive back, 450 horsepower. After that, 500, you know, I mean, he says that, like, you know, he's gotten the factory ECU to handle up to 600 horsepower, but it's just like, it's not worth it, and he recommends to go to aftermarket Haltech or Link after that, right? So, you know, if that kind of, and the fact is it's super cheap. Like, it's only like $550 US for him to tune the car, plus do the modifications to the ECU so that it accepts his settings and everything like that. It's actually really cheap and super affordable, and it kind of makes sense, honestly. Anyways, we'll do an entire video on that, and I want to, like, you know, get him in like an interview shot and stuff like that, because I think some of the logic that he has is just, it's so true, you know what I mean? We always overbuild our cars. We never get any seat time because we're sitting there waiting to save up all this money to build this thing that we have in our head, that we envision, that we just don't need to get good seat time and get better and get good. So anyways, all of that aside, I had an amazing day. I'm gonna drive home now. I'm sorry if this video seemed a little bit kind of all over the shop. It's just drift prep and things like that, and being able to spend time with Oka-chan. There are certain things I can film and can't film and stuff like that, so I'm sure you'll understand. I'm sure you're also hyped about the S15. I am too, way too excited. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Grab the last of the SAMMIT stickers on the online store, sammit.net/shop, and I'll see you all tomorrow at Tsukuba 1000 doing some baller entries with epic angle in this thing. Peace out, guys. Ciao, mata.